Hello. In this video, we will show some movies and TV series cars from past to present, as well as their diecast versions. Lean back in your seats and start the engine. Don't forget to subscribe and like. Anyway, let's get started. The Love Bug is a 1968 American comedy film directed by Robert Stevenson and the first in a franchise by Walt Disney Productions and distributed by Buena Vista Distribution that starred an anthropomorphic pear white, fabric sunroof 1963 Volkswagen racing Beetle named Herbie. It was based on the 1961 book Car, Boy, Girl by Gordon Buford. The movie follows the adventures of Herbie, Herbie's driver, Jim Douglas and Jim's love interest, Carol Bennett. It also features Buddy Hackett as Jim's enlightened, kind-hearted friend, Tennessee Steinmetz, a character who creates art from used car parts. English actor David Tomlinson portrays the villainous Peter Thorndike, the owner of an auto showroom and an SCCA national champion who sells Herbie to Jim and eventually becomes his racing rival. Before the film entered production, the titular car was not specified as a Volkswagen Beetle, and Disney set up a casting call for a dozen cars to audition. In the lineup, there were a few Toyotas, a TVR, a handful of Volvos, an MG and a pearl white Volkswagen Beetle. The Volkswagen Beetle was chosen as it was the only one that elicited the crew to reach out and pet it. The A-Team is an American action-adventure television series that ran on NBC from January 1983 to March 1987 about former members of a fictitious United States Army Special Forces unit. The 4 members of the team were tried by court-martial for a crime they had not committed. They were convicted and sentenced to serve terms in a military prison, but later escaped to Los Angeles and began working as soldiers of fortune, while trying to clear their names and avoid capture by law enforcement and military authorities. The series was created by Stephen J. Cannell and Frank Lupo. A feature film based on the series was released by 20th Century Fox in 2010. 1983 GMC Vandura. The black and metallic gray GMC Vandura van used by the A-Team, with its characteristic red stripe, black and red turbine mag wheels, and rooftop spoiler, has become an enduring pop culture icon. Mr. Bean is a British sitcom created by Rowan Atkinson and Richard Curtis, produced by Tiger Aspect and starring Atkinson as the title character. The sitcom consists of 15 episodes that were co-written by Atkinson alongside Curtis and Robin Driscoll. For the pilot, it was co-written by Ben Elton. The series was originally broadcast on ITV, beginning with the pilot on 1 January 1990 and ending with The Best Bits of Mr. Bean on 15 December 1995 SLW 287R, main and most used, 1977 Leyland Cars Mini 1000, repainted Austin Citron Green. It was Harvest Gold. Plate is used on all subsequent cars, although the real SLW 287R continued to be filmed too. DVLA data ends at 1991, but the cars are alive and well. The Batmobile is the fictional car driven by the superhero Batman. Housed in the Batcave, which it accesses through a hidden entrance, the Batmobile is both a heavily armored tactical assault vehicle and a personalized custom-built pursuit and capture vehicle that is used by Batman in his fight against crime. Using the latest civilian performance technology, coupled with prototype military-grade hardware, most of which was developed by Wayne Enterprises, Batman creates an imposing hybrid monster car to prowl the streets of Gotham City. The Batmobile first appeared in Detective Comics number 27, published in May 1939, where it was depicted as an ordinary-looking red car. Its appearance has varied but, since its earliest appearances, the Batmobile has had a prominent bat motif, typically including wing-shaped tail fins. Armored in the early stages of Batman's career, it has been customized over time and is the most technologically advanced crime-fighting asset in Batman's arsenal. Depictions of the vehicle have evolved along with the character, with each incarnation reflecting evolving car technologies. It has been portrayed as having many uses, such as vehicular pursuit, prisoner transportation, anti-tank warfare, riot control, and as a mobile crime lab. In some depictions, the Batmobile has individually articulated wheel mounts and is able to be driven unmanned or can be remotely operated. It has appeared in every Batman iteration from comic books and television to films and video games and has since become part of popular culture. The Ectomobile, or Ecto-1, is a 1959 Cadillac Miller Meteor Sentinel limo-style end-loader combination car, ambulance conversion, used in the 1984 film Ghostbusters and other Ghostbusters fiction. The original vehicle design was the creation of Stephen Dane, credited as a hardware consultant in the credits. Written by Bill Phillips and based on Stephen King's 1983 novel of the same name, the movie follows the changes in the lives of Arnie Cunningham, his friends, his family, and his teenage enemies after Arnie buys a classic red and white 1958 Plymouth Fury for $250, named Christine, license plate CQB 241, a car that seems to have a mind of its own and a jealous, possessive personality, which has a bad influence on Arnie. Upon its release, the film grossed $21 million at the US box office. The film received mostly positive reviews from critics and has since become a cult classic. A remake is in development. Stephen King's popularity was very high at the time that the film went into production before the book was even published. 15% of the budget was just on the cars. By the end of filming, all but two were destroyed. Stephen King chose a '58 Plymouth Fury for Christine because it was a forgotten car. I didn't want a car that already had a legend attached to it like the '50s Thunderbird. Back to the Future is a 1985 American science fiction film directed by Robert Zemeckis, and written by Zemeckis and Bob Gale. It stars Michael J. Fox, Christopher Lloyd, Leah Thompson, Crispin Glover, and Thomas F. Wilson. Set in 1985, the story follows Marty McFly, a teenager accidentally sent back to 1955 in a time-traveling DeLorean automobile built by his EC-centric scientist friend Emmett, Doc, Brown. While in the past, Marty inadvertently prevents his future parents from falling in love, threatening his existence, and is forced to reconcile the pair and somehow get back to the future. In the Back to the Future franchise, the DeLorean time machine is a time travel device made by retrofitting a DMC DeLorean vehicle with a flux capacitor. The car requires 1.21 gigawatts of power and needs to travel 88 miles per hour to initiate time travel. The original Knight Rider series followed the adventures of Michael Knight, a modern-day crime fighter who uses a technologically advanced, artificially intelligent automobile. This car, named KITT, is virtually indestructible, due to a high-tech coating applied to it. Knight Rider stories usually depict either average citizens, or ethical heads of corporations, being bullied into subservience to an overbearing or ruthless criminal organization. The protagonist of each particular series is instructed by the Foundation for Law and Government to assist in some manner. The protagonist has the assistance of a high-tech, self-aware, and nearly indestructible vehicle. 1982 Pontiac Firebird. KITT Knight Industries 2000. A total of 23 KITT cars were made for use in filming the series. All except one of these cars survived until the show was axed. All except 5 of the remaining 22 cars were destroyed at the end of filming. 1982 Pontiac Firebird. KARR Knight Automated Roving Robot. The Impala is Dean Winchester's trademark black 1967 Chevrolet Impala. It was passed down to him by his father, who bought it in 1973 after a future Dean convinces him to buy it over a 1964 VW van in the episode In the Beginning. According to Dean, the car has 327 engine and a 4-barrel carburetor. The Yellow Mercedes is a Turkish movie that was directed and scripted by Tunç Okan, and was shot from 1987 to 1992. The Turkish, French, German, Swiss joint film tells the story of Bayram, who works diligently in Germany to buy his Mercedes W116, while traveling to Turkey from Germany. It was adapted for the big screen from Adalet Agroglu's The Yellow Mercedes, which tells a road incident story.